All right.
Hey everybody, Robert French at French's Farms. I just came upon a great food for earthworms. And if you happen to be near a farmer's market or anywhere where they're throwing out bad sweet potatoes, or you grow sweet potatoes and you have extra sweet potatoes, you can put them in a chipper shredder here. And what I do is I put a stick by the discharge. You want to come around here and get the discharge here? Okay, so then I put a piece of carpet over the stick. There's my discharge, and this keeps everything from flying around so much. And then I have these spring clamps, and I clamp one here, one end here, and one end here, like so. And then I have my sweet potatoes. These things were full of sweet potatoes. They were sweet potatoes that I grew, that I didn't consume, that went bad. And this is, by the way, this is May the 19th. Is that what date it is?
20th.
20th. Okay, so, yep, so I've got a lot more sweet potatoes in my cooler, but these didn't happen to be in my cooler. Okay, so then you just put your sweet potatoes in there, and you take a 2x4, throw them through there. Just a minute ago, I had my wheelbarrow here. It was full of sweet potatoes, and I was just throwing them in there and then doing that. All right, then to clean it, you might swing over to the arborist wood chips over there. I ran a wheelbarrow load of arborist wood chips through here to clean this out. Now I could crank it up and run the water hose in there, and I'll probably do that in just a minute. So now we're going to proceed over to what I'm going to do. Okay, then I mixed up the, I had wood chips and sweet potatoes here, and I kind of mixed them up, raked them up, and shoveled them into the wheelbarrow using this 10-pine fork. Okay, and whatever was nasty, I used this rake to kind of consolidate it. But I got a big wheelbarrow full of a mixture of ground up sweet potatoes and wood chips. And here, this is my moringa bed. For the first time in my life here in Hope Mills, North Carolina, our latitude is 34.97, which is, you know, practically a latitude of 35. So this may be one of the furthest north that moringa has been attempted. Moringa is a tropical plant. It's a tree that will grow in the tropics up to 40 feet tall. Here in North America, we grow it like corn. I have approximately 8 or 9 foot by 50 foot, and the rows that I did, the first 3 are 18 inches apart, and then I decided that was too close together, so I put my rows 20 inches apart. But now what I'm going to do, I'm going to show you how this is the greatest fertilizer in the world. This is ground up sweet potatoes. Here it is. If you look, this is a mixture. This is one wheelbarrow load of the arborist wood chips, and then I had this because in preparing my bed, I always, as you can see, I have a layer of wood chips all over my orchard. But I wanted to scrape down to the rotten wood chips for the moringa, and then I made these furrows, and then I filled them with cocoa coir, which I order cocoa coir by the pallet, and then I planted my moringa into that, and I covered them with cocoa coir, and I have drip in there. But anyway, what I'm doing, this is just the stuff that I raked off the top, and you can see what I did was I just took this 90-degree bent fork, and I just went along here and I made a channel so that I could fill this very easily. Makes a channel in here, and I will fill that with the earthworm food, and then I will go get earthworms out of my earthworm bin, and I will put earthworms in there. And when you're doing earthworms like that, you don't want to spread your earthworms out. You want to concentrate them at one point so that they multiply very quickly. But my experience with sweet potatoes is nothing causes your earthworm population to explode like ground up sweet potato. Now we're going to go over to my earthworm bin, and I'm going to get some earthworms. Okay. So my earthworm bin is interesting too. Watch your footing through here. What this is, I did a stainless steel. This is, as you know, this is Hope Mills, North Carolina. We're Zone 8A, and I have a. I don't have a garbage disposal. I have a pipe that leads from my kitchen sink out to here, so all my kitchen scraps go in there. And the best earthworm bedding that I've found is this straw over here. Here, I get this stuff for free wherever they give it away. Well, I don't want to give away my secret, but anyway, just buy straw and use it to bed your earthworms in. So what I'm going to do, I better get something to dig those out with. I'm going to be getting a lot of earthworms out. Just stay there for a minute. When I want to get a bunch of earthworms out at one time, I use a 6-tine fork and I put them in a 5-gallon bucket. Okay. Or I could put them in this thing right here. Henry, are you going to be able to look in there and see? Okay, so here's my kitchen scraps that fall into there. And here's a sweet potato growing in here. Actually, bunch of slips growing. Those are ready to be planted, but all right, so let's see. Earthworms. See, you can tell I've been putting earthworms in here. I don't know if you can see all those guys. You see, that's not a huge dense population of them. But I use this straw for bedding, but you have to mix some earthworm, some wood chips in with that, or else. I'm just trying to. I have been taking them out of here and mixing them around. Okay, so here, there's a good kind of a dense growing of them. You can see. So I'll take those like that, put them in my bucket, and I will keep those together. I will not separate those guys or spread them out. They're already mating with each other, and I don't want to disturb that. But those guys will explode in population. I've been taking them out of here because I'm starting a new vineyard, and I've been using the same technique for my vineyard. So, let's see. Okay, well, I don't know, that's kind of a some anyway. Let's see. Earthworms, come on, where are you? Let me try that corner. Sometimes they go into the corner there. They hang out under where the kitchen scraps fall. Huh. Well, not so many earthworms. Come on. You're embarrassing me. Okay, there's a nice concentration of earthworms. Mm-hmm. Yep. So, actually, I think I don't want to, like I've already taken a lot of earthworms out here. Look at those guys. I've already taken a lot of earthworms out. But I think that'll do it for me. You don't want to deplete your population too much. And I use cracked corn in here. What I'll do real quick, since I've got it all fluffed up like that, just hold on a minute, I'll get my cracked corn out. Cracked corn, and about 95% of this will, this is not as good as sweet, oh my goodness, look, I have extra sweet potatoes that I didn't grind up. Okay, you kids get a real treat. You get to watch me grind up these sweet potatoes in my chipper shredder. I'm gonna clean it up. But I didn't think I had any more sweet potatoes, but I'm glad I did have some. And I got this at a garage sale maybe 10 years ago for $100 or something. And man, this thing, I hadn't run it for like 5 years and it just, boom, started just like that. Let's see. But I won't go to my wood pile. I'll just get some of these wood chips here just to show you for the purposes of the video. This is how I clean out my chipper shredder. And of course, I could run the water hose in there with it running, and I will do that in a minute, but for right now, that's getting a bit much. That didn't need to be choked. melted it down to nothing. And I don't have my rake here. I don't think I have my rake anymore. Oh, I have this rake. Okay, so yeah. So you gotta get everything back together here. Mix it all up. And my sweet potatoes mixed up with wood chips. That was kind of thin on the sweet potatoes, but I mean, Henry will tell you that I had like pickup loads of sweet potatoes. If I would have known earlier, I just dumped them out in the field without grinding them. If I would have known that I could do this, so much the better. Okay, well we won't let y'all watch me putting that in the wheelbarrow and taking it over there. So now we're just going to go back over here.
Worms.
Oh, the worms, right. Okay, so here's my earthworms. Probably about a pound of earthworms, maybe half a pound, I don't know, but they'll multiply. Okay, so here is our sweet potato. And what I will do, I'll try to keep these guys concentrated together, but spread out the populations of them. Put them in there like that. Sweet potato didn't get ground up. Probably start sprouting. Okay, and my hope is that these are going to move into the moringa bed during the summer, because there's going to be a population explosion of them in here. Usually they do get around. Okay, so 3 concentrated mating, what I call mating clusters of earthworms. And I guess right here, another one. I want them to be able to spread out. Okay, so there's my earthworms going in there. And they'll start to eat these sweet potatoes and spread out. Then I just we've got 2 kinds of bent forks. One is a 4-tine. The other one's a 5-tine. And this one, as you can see, this one goes a lot deeper. It's just quicker and easier, but this one does a finer job. And so you can use them both. Both are good forks. But this is much quicker than a rake. And you just cover it back up, and then I'll hit it with the water hose. And hopefully these earthworms will spread into all this. I'm out of sweet potatoes, but I may feed them cracked corn during the course of the summer. And it would be also really good if I ran some drip tape along here and put it on the timer. This is all on a timer, so if I ran a couple more drip tape on top of here, that would be really good to do. So yeah, it's just very easy. Didn't take long to do. And then I just hit it with the water hose, and that's it. Got the water hose right here. And, water on there. Make sure it's not hot. Earthworms have to keep their skin wet. They cannot breathe. They breathe through their skin, and if their skin dries out, they cannot breathe. that's basically it. Like I say, I have a lot more sweet potato normally, and this is just, I just thought about this at the last minute, and if I would have done this earlier in April when I had tons of sweet potatoes, I could have done a lot better job, and the earthworms would have done better at that temperature as well.
Is that it?
That's it. That's it. Thank you.